Alright guys, what's going on? We are shooting the Sig 320 AXG. So all metal frame, super sweet setup with that two-tone FDE. I've got it topped with the HoloSun 508T. Comes with threaded barrel, full-size rail, night sights, all that good stuff. Trigger is pretty nice as well. Just like that, guys. I am definitely in love. What's going on, everybody? Today we are talking about the Sig Sauer 320 AXG. This awesome black and tan pistol right here in front of me. But diving into this one, guys, this was another one I've had my eye on for a very long time. Just the looks overall really got me thinking how bad I wanted this thing. But in true Sig fashion, guys, it's been pretty nice to see the modularity when it comes to these frames and everything that you can do with it. I have a full-size Sig, and I was able to put that slide on top of this frame no problem and take this from basically like a 19 or a compact size to a full size. So pretty dang sweet that you can do that. I could also take this slide off of this and put it on my Flux Defense that is running my full-size trigger pack and the slide currently. So everything is very versatile in the 320 line, which is super cool. And this one is just an all-around beast. Number one, it came with everything that I pretty much would want, minus just a few small things. So if we're talking about the top here, guys, number one, it comes with a threaded barrel, and we were able to shoot this thing both suppressed and non-suppressed. We were having some issues shooting subs with this thing. It shot 115 grain supers, suppressed no problem, but for whatever reason, we were having some major issues trying to shoot this thing with subs. With that said, I have understood, at least in my experience with my full-size one, that running these things suppressed really does require some fine-tuning and having to change the springs out. So we didn't have any compact-size springs to do that with. Therefore, this thing was only able to really run supers consistently when it came to shooting this thing suppressed. But it was awesome to shoot it suppressed. And I forgot I had a 320 compensator, so I threw this on right before we did the video just to show how sweet it does look with the compensator, but also how many different options that you have when it comes to this particular pistol. As we move back, you got suppressor height sights, guys. You have a very bright front sight. It is a green front sight, night sight. And then on the back, you have the rear suppressor height sights, but it also has two night sights built into that. That creates a little bit of issue if you're trying to shoot this with night vision with an optic. You start getting a little bit of those halo infinity kind of hazes in your nods, and you got to kind of find where that red dot is. Once you get used to it, it's not a big deal, but there is an awful lot of, let's just call it light footprints going on with these 3 sights and your optics. So just keep that in mind if you guys are getting something like this to shoot with nods. Everything I get or consider getting has to be able to do both day and night stuff for me. So it's not something that can't be fixed. You could easily change these sights out, or you could even put a piece of electrical tape over it for the day. So just something to think about. You kind of have these hybrid front serrations. They're not all the way through the slide, but they are halfway up. So you are able to get a good purchase there whenever you're trying to do a slide rack up front. And did come already optics ready. We had a C&H precision plate. That was the 320 plate for our full size one. And luckily it fit right on here, and we were able to mount the optic of our choice. And we stuck with the HoloSun 508T for this review. Awesome optic, guys. It's one of my favorite HoloSun optics, and it just looks really, really good. It looks like it was meant for this gun as well. As we start moving our way down, guys, you have the AXG modular frame. This is a full metal frame with some really sweet grip texture, guys. Very heavy. We are sitting at, I think, right at about 2 pounds with this one. And you have the ability to change out these grip panels, I believe. As far as the trigger goes, guys, I was really impressed with this trigger overall. Super clean, flat face trigger, so you do have a little bit of take up and travel there. As you can see, wall, travel to the wall, travel to the wall. Okay, then once you get to the wall, it does have a little bit of a creep until it actually breaks. So again, travel, wall, travel, wall, travel, wall, creep, creep, break. One more time, wall, wall, creep, break. And then as far as the reset goes, got a lot of travel to that reset. Okay, so there's the wall again. Break. And reset. Creep in, creep in, creep in. There it goes. So, the trigger could probably be fine-tuned. I don't think it's like this super duper competition trigger or anything in this right now. It is very nice when you're shooting it. It doesn't feel super heavy. If I had to guess, we're probably 4 pounds. Let's see how close I am. Handy dandy Wheeler trigger press tool here, guys. £4. That might have been right after all. Did I get this one right? Let's try it again here. Okay, right across the face. We reset. 3.75 pounds. And one more time. £4. So I was right on it with that one, guys. Almost 4 pounds exactly. Probably right in between that 3 3/4 and 4 pound mark, but still pretty dang clean trigger for right out of the box. I'm pretty impressed with it. It worked really well for me on the range. So yeah, that's the trigger press test. All the controls are very easy to manipulate. You do have the slide stop, slide release, the like the takedown lever. And one thing I really liked blended in with these grips was this magwell, guys. That magwell is absolutely perfect contour. It's got that nice little smooth roundness on the grip itself, so it doesn't really feel like you're sitting on a magwell, but it gives you that little bit of extra help when it comes to those speed reloads. The Surefire 300 is what we chose to mount on this for this review. We have a holster system that's basically a universal holster, but it works off of the X300. So as long as we can mount an X300, we can pretty much use any pistol for that to at least get some draw reps in and stuff like that. But this one has plenty of space to mount whatever weapon light that you want. One thing I did notice, which is not a big deal, even with the proper adapter inside of the 300, we had just a little bit of a gap in between the trigger guard and the light. So not a huge deal. You could bring it back just basically a frog's hair more, and it would have it just a tad bit closer to your fingertip, which would be cool. But yeah, great setup, guys. I would absolutely run this for duty or competition. The entire system itself is really heavy, so it's very flat shooting, super grippy, so it's not going anywhere, and the recoil control or the recoil impulse is very nice, having that very solid, heavy bottom to it, in my opinion. The light and optic I chose were the perfect setup for this. I don't think I would change anything as far as that goes. And the biggest and only complaint that I have is that it would not run subsonic ammo right out of the box. Again, we come back to that. If you're going to throw a threaded barrel on a gun and sell it, please have it to where it'll run both supers and subsonic ammo right out of the box. If you are putting a threaded barrel on a product, it makes me believe that this thing is ready to start shooting suppressed, and most people want to be as quiet as possible when they're shooting suppressed, so more than likely they are shooting subsonic ammo. These are sitting right at about $1,200 if you can find them, and I believe it's worth every penny of that. This particular setup came with 3 21-round magazines, so you've got the full-size mag with the... It's not really a mag extension because the mag itself goes all the way to the bottom of it, but it gives off the impression that it's got an extension on there. But these are 21-round mags, and you do get 3 of them, which is super nice to have right out of the box. So you're basically ready to go to any competition, any class, or anything like that if you were to buy it. But yeah, guys, that is it for me on this Sig AXG 320. What do you guys think? Do you think it looks good? Have you guys shot one? Have you had any issues with it? As far as us, we had well over 500 rounds through this and did not have a single issue other than when we started shooting subs on the suppress mode. But yeah, I can't really complain about that. We have that option with a lot of different pistols. That just seems to be something that hasn't really been worked out in the industry so far, is shooting subsonic pistol rounds in a small pistol type of setup. But yeah, guys, that's it for me on this one. I appreciate every single one of you. Hit that subscribe button, share it with your friends, guys, and as always, stay alert, stay alive. And did you know we're doing training now in East Tennessee? Come find us, come shoot with us, come build your circle, guys. Budget-friendly classes, pistol fundamentals, rifle fundamentals, and night vision introduction. We want you out there on the range and building your skill as well as your circle, guys. We look forward to having you, and until then, we'll see you next time. 874. 874 took me 3 tries. Just one shot straight up on the 100.